Hello. So, there's a couple of thought forms. I've been listening to you for so long. A couple of thought forms that I put together of yours that just rocket me right into the vortex. And it goes, if we don't frame our lives through the lens of emotion and see ourselves as a vibrational being, we just get bored and then we croak. And if you will release all concern about how others feel about you and focus only upon how you feel about them, you will unearth your core understanding of who you really are.
It's really easier, isn't it? Would you choose that high-flying disc and you rendezvous with who you really are, and then you hold someone as your object of attention, so you flood all of that powerful, pure, positive energy. You see, the momentum in that high vibration, that's where the greatest power of influence is. And everyone that you know wants to be there. So if you're consistently there and they're not focused on something unwanted, so that they have not established themselves on a lower disc, which makes them temporarily unmovable, if you're there, you can pull them there with you. That's what the power of influence is.
So when I'm there, just other thoughts of yours flow in, like, maybe, what if I am the center of my universe? And
you are the center of your universe.
So, and then I also, what if everyone and everybody on every plane is here to help me to get what I want?
They all are. And there are aspects within them that when you rendezvous, they will help you. But you've got to be here in order to rendezvous with those aspects in them. And did you know you can rendezvous with those aspects in them even if they are on a different disc? Because their aspects have free will.
Right.
That was a big thought. Did you get it? In other words, everyone, you are all in harmony with well-being. And sometimes you're holding yourself apart from it, but it doesn't mean that the larger part of you is not there. So when you fly in that high-flying place, then you rendezvous and resonate with the best of everyone. And then if you do it consistently enough, you begin to bring the best in everyone around. There are always hard cases, but if they're really a hard case, you just don't rendezvous with them. So it is accurate to say every person with whom you are having any kind of interaction has the potential of rendezvousing with you at the highest level. But the operative word is, what disc did you choose before you rendezvoused? So many people rendezvous by default and then try to choose a disc, and you're powerless to really choose it then because there's too much going on. But if you get good at choosing those high-flying discs until that's truly who you are, until you have mastery of your vibration, until you are the keeper of that high-flying vibration, then literally everyone with whom you interact, you will have a meaningful interaction that will be beneficial to both of you. And that's what you intended.
So does that mean, like, if I'm not choosing that disc, I mean, do I have to cut people off to, if that's the case, to get to that place?
Well, you could say, I'm cutting off this disc by choosing this disc. But you mean cut them off from conversation? Cut them off from life experience?
Yeah, conversation. Like if I
well, we have to say to you that if you get in the middle of a conversation and then you try to cut them off, if you wait until the momentum has been established and you can feel by your negative emotion that you're moving in a direction that you don't want, no good will come from cutting them off either, because all it does is throw gasoline on the fire and just make a bigger issue and make you feel more defensive and then a little guilty because you didn't handle it better, and on and on and on. But if you walk away from that with a new resolve that you're going to do a better job of choosing your vibration first before you engage. Let's say that there are people at work that really, really bother you, and you've been co-creating with them on lower flying discs, but you've been waking up feeling good, and you've been getting momentum going, and you've been focusing upon positive aspects and rampages of appreciation. You've really been deliberately focusing to get that momentum going. Well, if you establish steadily a momentum, a vibrational frequency that's really different from the one that they chronically offer, law of attraction will move them out of your experience and move you out of their experience. You just cannot chronically be here and stick around with people who are at a lower flying vibration. But most of you are sporadic at it. You're here then here, here then here. You're higher than lower, higher than lower, higher than lower, higher than lower. So you've established enough relationship, enough vibrational relationship with them, that it makes it logical that they stay in your life experience. When you clean up your vibration, those who don't match it cannot be there. Law of attraction does not allow it. And that frightens some people, because they'll say, well, there goes my family. But what we want to say to you is that there are aspects of your family that will rendezvous with you here. And no one is consistently here on a lower flying disc, and no one is consistently here on a higher flying disc. But as you are more consistently on that higher flying disc, more of those people that you care about will have to rendezvous with you there. Because they're in your attention, they're on your mind. You will attract them into your experience. They will not be able to resist your vibrational charms.
So the bottom line is, if I'm focusing on someone else's unhappiness, I'm choosing a disc of unhappiness.
Yeah, and bottom line is, mind your own business.
All right.
And if you make your business how you feel first, then there's plenty of business for you to have in that high-flying disc. In other words, we promise you, you will not be bored when you hook in with the energy that creates worlds. We promise you, you will not be bored when you tap into that vibrational vortex that you have spent lifetimes achieving. We promise you, there is no boredom in clarity and brilliance and genius and love and appreciation and joy and passion and eagerness. There's no boredom in any of that. And there are plenty of subjects that will fill in with all of those aspects. In other words, to be focused positively on so many of the magnificent subjects of this world. Well,
I've experienced that, and what that quote, unearth your core understanding meant to me was that now I'm superimposing this energy flowing onto everything outside of me.
Yeah, because that's who you are, and everything that you view is now influenced from that vantage point. So the prime aspects of all that you give your attention to must come into your experience. The best of the best of the best of the best of everything must come into your experience.